Hey y'all, what is it about fame and music that feels like it comes with a countdown? Some artists don't just fade away, they vanish mid-rise while the world's still watching and tuning in. And while there's no data tying tragedy to a certain age, man, the pattern feels too precise to just ignore. Is it pressure? Is it the industry? Or is it something deeper? Something no one wants to talk about until it's too late. Whatever it is, it's left a trail of brilliance gone too soon. They didn't just walk off stage and go home. They went to a special place, and some people are now calling it the 27 Club, the Forever Young Club. Whether you heard of it or not, we're gonna find out the truth about that place tonight on the Music Mindset channel.
You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. It's all right. No pictures. No pictures.
Yeah, you know, when it comes to fun, entertainers usually find a place to chill. They gotta get to that place with the VIP and where everybody knows their name type of vibe. But there's this one club, one group that nobody should ever want to join. But the name of the spot seems cool though, and it doesn't cost one penny to get in. There are no long lines, and you don't need a stamp on your hand or things like that. Plus, the drinks are free for eternity. This joint has no dues, no secret handshake, no special symbol or tattoo to represent it. It doesn't have or even need bouncers at the front door. Forget about the velvet rope. No, this place waits in the twilight zone and is always open, always watching and waiting for the next patron to come in. But once you walk through its doors, you never walk out. You're stuck here and your name becomes immortal. But it does have two chilling requirements. You have to be part of the entertainment industry and die at the age of 27. They call it the 27 Club. Some say it's cursed, some say it's coincidence, and some say it's the price of fame, drugs, and the devil in the music industry. But here's the truth. It didn't just start with Jimi Hendrix. It didn't start with Janis Joplin. It goes way back, maybe even to the 1800s. And tonight, we're stepping into the shadows to find out why so many stars go out at 27 and never shine again. Let's open the door to the 27 Club. Now, you might think this is just a rock and roll thing, a modern myth tied to a few rock stars along the way. But this rabbit hole goes far deeper and way darker, back beyond the record players, beyond even electricity. Some say it really does go back to the 1800s. Some say there's a curse. Some even whisper about a deal with something sinister, like the devil. So tonight, we're pulling back the velvet curtain. Let's take a walk through music history's most exclusive, most haunted club, the Forever Young Club, the 27 Club. Before there was a Spotify, before the Grammys, before the world had a word for celebrity overdose, there was a pattern, a strange, creeping pattern. Artists, gifted, beautiful, often trouble, all dead at 27. And there's a long list of artists, performers, actors, and others who died at 27 in the history timeline. So this 27 thing was not a far-fetched idea to history buffs. But it wasn't until the 1960s and the 70s that the pattern became a chilling phenomenon. The world was beginning to notice something strange and peculiar happening to young artists and people in the entertainment industry. So let's now roll through 10 of the most iconic and tragic members of the 27 Club. But we're going to be focusing on music and its artists. These aren't just names, these were stars, but stars that burned too hot and burned out too fast. It all begins before rock and roll ever even had a name. 1892, the first known member? In the dusty dim world of 19th century orchestras, there was a man named Alexandre Levy, a Brazilian composer and pianist, a rising star, a genius of his time, dead at 27. The cause? Still unclear. Some say it was illness, some say it was a darker despair. But Alexandre was the first recorded musician to die at this infamous age. And his early death would be the seed of a pattern that would grow darker over the decades.
Baby, don't you want to go?
Then came Robert Johnson, the Mississippi blues legend, known for haunting guitar licks and lyrics that whispered of death, betrayal, and the devil himself. They say he met a tall, dark man at a crossroads in Mississippi, gave up his soul to play the blues like no one else. And just as his legend caught fire, he was poisoned, some say by a jealous husband. He died August 16, 1938, at 27 years old. The myth? He bargained with the devil, and the devil came to collect. Some say Robert said he met the devil and he took his guitar and showed him riffs that would make him famous to the world. And the price for that lesson was Johnson's soul. Then by the late 1960s, the music world was exploding. One of the architects? Brian Jones, founder of the Rolling Stones. But drugs, paranoia, and an ego tore him from the band he started. Just weeks after being kicked out, he was found dead, face down in his own swimming pool. That was on July 3rd, 1969, and he was 27 years old. Some say it was murder, others just another rock star who flew too close to the sun. Then, just over a year later, Jimi Hendrix, the man who made guitar speak in tongues, was found dead in London. He choked on his own vomit, his body pumped full of barbiturates. He was now a genius gone silent. Jimi died September 18th, 1970, and of course he was 27 years old.
Oh, I want to be living and loving you.
And whether you know it or not, less than a month later, Janis Joplin, the queen of psychedelic soul, followed him. She was found in a hotel room, collapsed beside her bed, with a hypodermic needle sticking out of her side. Heroin, loneliness, stardom, all too heavy to carry. This lady died October 4th, 1970, and she was 27 years old. And then came Jim Morrison, frontman of The Doors. Poet, a prophet, a self-proclaimed shaman. His body was found in a Paris bathtub. No autopsy, no answers, just whispers. Drugs, heart failure, or something else. This was on July 3rd, 1971, at age 27. At this point, it wasn't just tragedy, it was a pattern, and it was horrifying. Now, after 2 decades of silence from the 27 Club, Kurt Cobain entered the scene. This young fella hated fame, hated the spotlight. His voice spoke for a generation, and that generation felt his pain. It was a shotgun blast in his Seattle home that silenced him forever. He died on April 5th, 1994, again at the age of 27, leaving a suicide note quoting Neil Young, "It's better to burn out than to fade away."
Since I come home, well, my body's been maggots.
And then came Amy Winehouse, a voice like a smoky jazz bar in 1963, but a soul like a shattered mirror. Despite rehab, despite attempts to save her, she was found dead in her London flat, alcohol poisoning. Her death was on July 23rd, 2011, and you guessed it, she was 27 years old. Man, there are dozens more, over 50 names. Some say 100 or more if you include actors, painters, and rising underground musicians. The club keeps growing, quietly, creepily. Maybe it's just a coincidence, maybe it's the industry, or maybe it's something darker. Fame, pressure, addiction, mental health, or maybe that whispered deal at the crossroads is real after all. Y'all, the truth is, fame is a slaughterhouse disguised as a dream. The music industry and the entertainment at large sells young artists a fantasy of success, connection, and creative freedom. But behind the velvet curtain is a machine built to exploit, addict, and discard. These artists, sensitive, gifted souls, they come in just wanting to share their voice, maybe make a little money, maybe feel seen. But what they get is pressure without support, exposure without protection, and wealth without wisdom. They're stripped of their privacy, drained by expectations, and medicated by an industry that thrives on their suffering. The label execs, the media, the fans, they all eat while the artists starve spiritually. We don't lose these people to talent or bad luck. We lose them to a system designed to burn bright souls into ashes and sell the smoke as art. Man, let's stop playing with it. Fame ain't some golden reward. It's a blood contract. This industry doesn't care about your soul, it cares about your labor, your image, your pain. From the very beginning, they take gifted, passionate kids and turn them into products. They exploit their creativity, their identity, their very lives, just for the sake of headlines, charts, and profit. This ain't new. This has been happening for decades. Labels, execs, so-called gatekeepers, they ain't building careers, they're building coffins. They feed these kids drugs when they should be feeding them therapy. They isolate them, manipulate them, and then parade their downfall like it's some sick form of entertainment. You think these artists are overdosing on accident? Nah, they're overdosing on expectation. The weight of being forced to live up to an impossible image. These kids came here to share their gift, make a living, and maybe find some peace. But the industry doesn't need them to live, it needs them to burn out, and burn out fast, for the sake of those streams, those views, those headlines. Man, this industry don't need a reset, it needs a reckoning. Yeah, man, a reckoning. But probably not one that's gonna come anytime soon. Because think about big tobacco, the cigarette companies and whatnot. Look at all the things they did, yet they're still in business selling cigarettes. That's just how this world works, man. Profits over everything else. And it's too sad that we got a bunch of young kids trying to do their best to make it in life, and people don't even give a doggone about it. I hope y'all appreciate this on the Music Mindset channel, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Thanks.